I'm really excited to share with you some of the updates that we've seen recently to do with the positives that gaming can have on our mental well-being. My name's Katrina. I'm one of the safeguarding consultants for Education Child Protection Limited. Some of you may have met me before, some of you may never have met me before, but I'm really excited to be sharing this information with you. I manage our social media accounts as well as our Kids Online World website to bring to you the latest safeguarding information surrounding children as well as vulnerable adults. And of course, some of that contains information to do with online safety. And this video will be shared onto our YouTube channel, which will then be uploaded to our Kids Online World website under the news section. So we really hope that you go to our website and you're able to access all of the different things that we have on there. But the reason I'm creating this YouTube video is because I just very quickly want to share with you some of the positives. We've seen over the last month the University of Oxford share information about the fact that gaming can be really positive on children and young people's mental health and mental well-being. Similarly, Young Minds, a charity, have just publicised a campaign working with celebrity esports to really raise the profile and awareness surrounding the positive impacts that gaming could have. Now, yes, of course, during the pandemic, we've had to be physically distanced, but that doesn't mean that we have had to be socially distanced. We've used all sorts of apps and things to be able to host quizzes remotely with our family and friends. And just like we as adults, we have had our children and young people interacting with their peers through apps and through games. Now, in the past, of course, we've seen a lot of negative press to do with the world of online gaming. And we too in the past have given out some negative messages surrounding online gaming. But we are embracing this new information and we are wanting to share it with you. We really do want to encourage children and young people to be able to interact online and of course to be able to do it safely. We recognise by interacting with peers, people that are like-minded to ourselves, that it is stimulating. It enables us to feel connected, appreciated, emotionally, even though not physically. And that really is important for our mental well-being, for children as well as adults. And children do that quite often through the world of gaming. And a lot of that is done through online gaming because they have the ability to be able to physically talk through the games with people that they interact with. Now, don't get me wrong, we recognise the risk. We recognise that ultimately if they're in an online game, there is the added risk of interacting with a stranger. Now, quite often children talk about online friends and we know that there's no such thing as an online friend, but it's about parents and carers being parents and supervising children and young people, taking an interest in what it is that your child is using. It is that supervision. You don't have to look over their shoulder continuously, but monitor their activity. Have a conversation. Ask them, what is it that you like to do online? What apps do you like to use? What games do you like to play? Find out what they're interested in. Find out who it is that they're talking to, because that's really going to give you an insight into the world of online that they are utilising to enable you to keep them safe. And the same message goes for you as a professional. If you are watching this, have similar conversations. That will inform your curriculum and the things that you start to teach over the course of the next year as part of your programme in teaching, especially surrounding the new RSC curriculum. It's about having those conversations and that it really is the starting point. Talking is really important also for our mental well-being. And that is supported by the interactions that children experience by being able to interact through gaming and social media platforms. So let's embrace this change, but let's also continue to monitor, set up parental controls, understand how a game or platform works. check out the PEGI rating, make sure it's age appropriate, because of course that way we can manage risk. It's all about being digitally literate. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, children are better at being digitally literate than we are. Being able to navigate a platform, being able to navigate through an app, being able to navigate through a game, get them to teach you, get them to show you. That can be part of your conversation, you know, to make sure that you are kept up to date. Ultimately, it's about developing resilience online. You know, children understanding what risks look like, you know, being able to recover when things go wrong, knowing how to access support online as well as offline. Now, that doesn't mean that we take away their innocence, which is quite often a remark that's made. Of course, we have conversations that are age appropriate and we want them to interact with things that are age appropriate. But it's about having that open dialogue, having those conversations, having a level of transparency. If there are things that we do not want children doing, explaining to them why, explaining to them the risks as to why we're not wanting them to engage. And then that way we can start to build a better relationship and have rapport. But as I say, it's about empowerment, empowering children to be able to have accountability. Yes, the internet can help to facilitate abuse, but they're not the abusers. The abuser is the person that's sat behind a device, utilising the internet to facilitate the abuse. And that's what we need to recognise. Let's empower children to be able to interact safely online, just like they would offline. You know, it's about being streetwise in the online space. And that's what we're really trying to promote. Hopefully you found this message to be useful. Please do make sure that you check out some of our other features on our website to make sure that you are keeping up to date and you are staying informed. Thank you.